Who's that person? I don't know. I'm just confusing probably.
Penelope, the daughter of Icarius. Icarius is just her dad.
Oh, okay. I never heard the name, so.
The names, you can get lost in the names, quite honestly, especially, the ancient world in general, the Greeks more, probably worst of all, they really drown in that notion of, you are identified by your name. In the first line of the Iliad, you have a direct reference to the hero Achilles, who is called Peliado, the son of Peleus. It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm like, I was just confusing, like, from the beginning of it. Like, I'm like, okay, did I heard that name? So I was, like, recalling it, but I couldn't find one.
It sounds a little like Icarus from another Greek myth, but it's not the same person. And, there's an awful lot in here that you can dig into and really go crazy thinking about, and an awful lot that you can feel pretty safe. It's like, well, I don't need to know that right now. I reread the Odyssey. I've probably read the Odyssey 24 times. I've probably read the Iliad about half that. Different versions, different translations, and all that. And every time it's like, whoa, I never saw that before. So, in anything we read here, you should consider it as, this is something that I can come back to. We will not be exhaustive. I might be exhausting. I will not be exhaustive. And it's sort of fun to come back to it, especially at different periods in your life when, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. Because, when you're young, a lot of this stuff, especially, when you're getting into the questions of age and mortality and all that starts piling on. When you're 20s, it's not as clear. It's not as immediate. But every time I get out of a chair, I can identify with Odysseus as the old guy. It's like, oh yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, I will admit this just as an aside for everybody who is now we're a month into this semester, and if you are struggling with keeping up with the reading, I get that, I understand that, and to a certain degree that is intentional. I will say that when I was a college freshman and I had to take a class like this, I did not want to take it. I had to take it, and I very quickly fell behind in the readings and really flubbed my way through the paper and the exams. And I felt sort of bad about that. And, honest to God, I wish I could remember anything that the professor said after that point, because everything just sort of like drifted off into a haze once I was falling behind. But I held on to the books. We weren't using an anthology. I just had individual books. And I held on to them, and they just sat on my shelves for years, mocking me. Because they were like a trophy of failure. But over time, you find a little extra time in the day. Yeah, right. What was that he was saying about that? The monsters and lust and all that stuff. You remember the fun stuff. And that can drag you back in and go, And when you don't have to do it by, a set completion date, it's pretty cool. And then that just sets up a pattern for you for the rest of your life, where you can come back to this stuff and say, I remember the broad outlines of the discussion and where it fits in history and all that. And it sets you up for a really fulfilling way of going about reading, because this is not a fulfilling way of going about reading. Where'd my water go? And of course it's empty. Okay.